Hello, welcome to Good Games Well Played, episode 255. I'm Clint, aka JCM. With us this week is Isli
Yo,
and Messiah.
Hello.
And Isli is back. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk plenty about Saros once we get to what we're playing. Uh,
definitely.
yeah, you missed the big conversation last week talking about but Destiny 2 and Bungie, but we'll obviously see what happens with the rumored layoffs as soon as the final update comes out this coming month. So I'm sure we'll circle back to it. But speaking of Destiny 2, the PlayStation Plus games for June got announced, and Destiny 2 is going to be coming to PlayStation Plus Extra tier. So it's like, okay, I guess you're ending the development stuff for it. Like, go ahead and just make it free for everybody. I'm like, all right, I guess do whatever you want to do. But some of the fun games that are coming to PS Plus is Grounded Fully Yoked Edition will be coming there, and Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, which is
Uh-oh.
a game I really wanted to play. My problem with Darktide is when I bought it on Steam, I was like, oh, awesome. It was like on sale. Like Warhammer games always go on sale. And I was like, oh, this seems to a first person fun, really fun. Okay, let's do it. I did the tutorial bit, pick my character, yada yada. And I get in there, I'm like, okay, let's play. And I didn't realize it was a auto matchmaking game with other people by default. And I was like, no, pull
Oh.
me out, pull me out, pull me out. I don't want to play with randos.
Abort,
Uh,
abort, abort.
and you can turn it to where you only like you have a private party and you only play with like bots, but I'm like, is it gonna be as fun? Like at least the bots in Space Marine 2 were, I mean, I yelled at them in the hard difficulty against a certain boss fight, but and they drove me kind of crazy. But like, they're okay, and you kind of command them a bit, tell them like, hey, attack this, prioritize this target, yada yada, move over here. And they're okay. But really it's just kind of all about you. But I was like, man, I really want to play Darktide because I hear like really good things about it. It's like one of the best, aside from Space Marine 2 and one of the, I think, Rogue Trader, which is more the isometric kind of XCOM style game. It's Darktide's like one of the best, and I really want to play it, but I don't want to play with randos, and I don't want to play with the freaking bots because it's essentially it's kind of like not like a Warhammer Left 4 Dead, but I guess you can kind of consider that, except every character has different abilities and strengths, and then you go around like doing these missions. It's essentially like a Suicide Squad situation where like you're a bunch of prisoners and they just send you on the jobs to go get this shit done. It's kind of the idea, but yeah, it's I do want to play it, but maybe I'll try to revisit on console, and maybe it'll be a little different versus on PC. But Grounded coming out to console. I mean, that was a game we talked about playing on Game Pass together for a while because I think we both had a free month back in the day, but
Yeah.
we didn't end up redeeming it at the same time.
I think I still well, isn't it still not free, but isn't it still on there?
Well, I mean, it's still on Game Pass. It's just I had like I think from when I bought my laptop back in the day, it came with like, oh, you get PC Game Pass for a month for free, but it had an expiration date on it. And I was coming, it was like many years later. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and redeem it. And we had talked about it like, oh, we'll play Grounded together. And then I redeemed it because I had to, but we never played Grounded. I think I didn't play Grounded. Instead, I downloaded Fallout 76 on PC, tried it on there to see how much better it ran than on PlayStation, but we didn't end up playing together. But now we have that chance. If
Now
we were
we
to
have that chance.
ever find the same time to game again,
That's
Tell me
the
how you
true
really
challenge.
feel.
yeah, that's the problem. But yeah, so that's the stuff coming to PS Plus. And then apparently there's a rumor going around that Media Molecule's next game will apparently feature some open world content. So potentially, open worlds, not going to be like a Little Big Planet, no doubt, but I'd imagine something that has creative aspects and user generated content, perhaps. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, if maybe they'll be at the Sony showcase that's coming up this week, right after we're recording. But we'll have to. Usually, I feel like when we hear rumors from a studio that we haven't heard anything about, typically those rumors happen right before the reveal of what they're working on. Versus like, hey, we heard rumors that so and so's doing this continuously over and over and over. Over the course of multiple years. It's like this is the first rumor I know of from Media Molecule and being like, hey, they're working on something open world. It's like, okay, well, it must be coming out in the showcase, but we will see. And then No Man's Sky launched the Swarm update, which adds like a mysterious alien structure up in the sky, kind of like Death Star-ish. Uh, and there's some like weird shit going on. New,
Do you
huge,
think
and
that game will
foreboding, as they say.
ever like wrap up content? Not that I have a problem with it. It's just like that game is perpetually like adding new content.
I,
It's just
I
kind
think
of incredible.
once the next game comes out, I think that's when they'll probably scale it back.
Mhm.
Uh, that's the only thing I think of. Because like right now, it's like they probably have their main team working on the next game. Was it Light No Fire?
Yeah.
And so they're all working on that. And this is probably just a smaller team who's like they've been working on this game so long that maybe it's like the pipeline to make content is pretty easy, like for the smaller team. Uh, and that's assuming that they are in full steam ahead production of Light No Fire, which was announced at the Game Awards in 2023. So it's been a couple years. Obviously once we hit December, it'll be 3 years since the announcement. So they hopefully are, a pretty good ways long. And that game is just one planet. So it's like, okay, they don't have to worry about making a universe. They're just working one giant world.
So we think right now.
Well, that's what they said. They said it's only one huge, which if it's to scale of like 1-to-1 of an Earth size, I'm like, okay, yeah, that would be ginormous. Like not the Death Stranding style of here's America, it's super truncated, but
Here's Australia, it's kinda smushed a little, though.
yeah. At least Australia is still like when you run around it, it's like, okay, it's in the shape of Australia or the US. It's like anytime they show the map in Death Stranding, I'm like, we're not at the Canadian border. Like, what's going on here? But
I had
but yeah,
so
so
much trouble with Death Stranding just trying to tell what country essentially I was supposed to be in because I'm just like, are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
sure this is what this
You keep
is?
you keep saying something, but I don't think that's right. I don't think you know what that means.
Like,
yeah,
like I went over a tiny mountain pass and they're like, you're in the West Coast now. I'm like, really?
I am. Well, this place got real messed up. but,
Yeah.
If you say
but yeah,
so.
it definitely it's like I think because Australia, they got their giant island. It's like okay, it's a little easier to make it kind of scale it down and still kind of be the shape of the continent and be like, okay, we're good. Even though it's a fraction of the scale, it's like okay, that's I can get on board with it a little more. But yeah. But anyways, yeah, new update for No Man's Sky. Uh, I watched a trailer. I'm like, okay, some spooky shit. But I'm like, there's been so many updates. Like, I never even finished the base game. Like, there's just so much content. I know I'll just if I go back into it, it'll be like, just crazy. I wish I had. That's a game like it seems like it'd be just a fun. I don't want to say relax and chill because there's some stuff you kind of have to do, especially me because I don't know everything 100%. So it's like, okay, I know how to get a freight ship or get some pirates to spawn so I could steal their freight ship or sell it back to them as part of a truce. But there's like so many other things. I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, is this the MSQ path? Is this a DLC path? What path am I on? I'm assuming it's the main path, but yeah, big old update. It's the Swarm Expedition. Got a bunch of patch notes on it. Expedition 22, the Swarm, will begin shortly and run for approximately 8 weeks. So I guess there's like some specific expeditions within these updates.
They have the expeditions are like
A
big
separate
missions
thing.
that they release every so often. Yeah, it's like a separate thing
Okay.
that they did, and you can get like fancy ships or like unique skins and things like that. They're kind of like dailies, but a little
Okay,
less
like
restrictive.
little extra content and as part of it. They have their MSQ
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, if you when you're done with the MSQ, you can do this thing that kind of runs for an event that
Yep.
runs for 8 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that. But yeah, that's that update. So anybody looking to get back in No Man's Sky, got a lot of new content. And moving on, Capcom. So I thought this was funny. We talk about how games need demos, especially on console. I feel like obviously on Steam, you could just, if you wanted and you had the money, you could buy the game, play it for short of 2 hours, and then refund it. But the problem is like if the opening act is a long ass tutorial, it's like you're not getting to the game proper. Whereas a demo usually will start you in like, okay, here's the middle of the game. You got some more abilities, yada yada. But Resident Evil Requiem now has a demo 3 months after it came out.
Uh,
So
okay.
you can finally play a demo of Resident Evil Requiem. So if anybody has been, on the fence about this game and hasn't picked it up yet, there's a demo. But I was like,
Where does the demo take place? 'Cause that game's like
uh
2 different games.
yeah, I'd imagine the demo, I mean, if it's like 7 and Village, I'd imagine because 7 took place like you're that prequel guy, that prequel group who are in the cameras or in the cameras in the footage,
Mhm.
exploring like all the house. Welcome to the family, son. And I'm guessing this one would probably be like the opening bit with Grace and then the Leon chase afterwards. Like kind of
Mm,
get you in like that side. It's pretty short, but I feel like that's probably what it is. Would be my assumption. There's no description of what's in the demo.
mm.
Oh, it just says here, yeah, because it just says the demo version allows you to play part of the game's early stages. Please note that save data from the demo version does not transfer over as per usual. I guess I should download on PC and see where it goes to. But yeah, I'd imagine it must be the opening bit because it kind of fits in line because I think the demo for Village was when you started trapped in the basement in the castle, and then you kind of try to get out, and then I think it ends you got out. That has a demo, right? I'm not making that up, but
I have no
I know
idea.
this. Yeah, but I know this. The 7 demo was like the 7 demo was pretty long actually. I feel like for what it is. But I think it's probably because it's more slower pace. Because like the phone rings, you got to go back and forth. The mannequins move. You're like, what's going on? Go down scare. There's whole steps involved to do stuff. Like I remember people being like, "Oh, we solved this puzzle here," and there's like long standing like, "What if you do this thing? Oh, you do this, and like there's a weird phone call and blah 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 or something like that."
Hmm.
But yeah, now there's a demo for this. But I'm sure everybody who wanted to play this game already has this game. But there you go. And then moving on from that, um, the Steam Deck prices increased by
Good
quite a bit.
God.
I know it was funny listening to people talk about it who didn't realize it. They thought it was just the usual. Oh, it's $50, maybe $100 more. But it's like, nah, the costs increased by a couple $100. So it's pretty crazy. And
The
there's
large
no
storage one is like $1,000 now.
yeah, and there's no smaller size. Like you can only get the 512 and the 1 terabyte uh,
Yeah.
of the OLED. So they now cost 630 and 760 for those, which is insane.
Honestly, just crazy. Like we're going up so much in price with everything. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
It's not like it's gonna go down.
this is like
I
the
mean, maybe
only
in
gen
another
where no one goes down.
five years.
Yeah,
Yeah, the fact that
once
my PlayStation is worth more now than when I bought it is wild to me.
it should not be an asset.
Yeah.
Yeah, nor the RAM in my computer. But yeah, it's like the 512 OLED went from 550 to 790. That's
That's
insane.
insane.
Yeah, $240 is just and I again and going we
Did
talk in Discord. But go ahead.
did they say which component was the one that like went up that much in price? Because I
They
feel like at
just
that
say
point
the
you
standard
you have
market
to explain.
state bullshit,
God.
and it's like what's worse is that it was out of stock and you can only buy it from them. So it's like by the time it got back in stock, that's when they hit the new price. There was no heads up. Like at least Nintendo with their price increase, that shit happens in September. It's like that's fucking generous to people.
Hmm.
For a console it's already pretty high costing anyways. But Sony's like, "Oh yeah, we're doing it like, start of this coming month." And you're like, "Okay, you got a short window of time to get a PlayStation at the current cost." But to be out of stock and unavailable and then just come back and go, "Okay, we're good. Prices are up." Like that's and they still sold too. Like they went out of stock again. And it's funny, I was listening to someone like we're talking about because prices aren't coming down. They're like, usually every generation people ask me like, should I buy this console now or should I wait? And it's like, well, now I feel like I got to tell them buy it now. Don't wait because it's just gonna
Yeah,
cost
no
more.
shit.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy, man. The AI data centers got to fall apart in order for things to get back to normal. But it's crazy because I think about too, like with cryptocurrency, like crypto mining with the GPUs a couple years back, and then for some reason I was thinking of folding at home on the PlayStation 3, where it's like, oh, when you're not using it, you can use your console to fold at home to do help do cancer
To
research.
crypto mine. To
I'm
crypto
like,
mine.
I'm like, but at least we were potentially doing something good. As like, we're not doing any of this for like, is anybody doing the AI stuff to like data and analytics for cancer research? Like, I'm sure there is, but all the money is being spent on how can we save money as a corporation by firing all our employees. None of it's like, yo, let's find out some cures for some shit with
I
artificial
mean,
intelligence. Like but
AI use in like medical fields and like technology fields and stuff like that, like fucking rocket building and shit is like that's been around and that's been being done. But that's not what the data centers are for. Data centers
right,
are for
exactly.
grok.
Hmm.
Like you don't need
Yeah,
a data
therefore.
center to medically or analyze like medical records and stuff like that.
Yeah, and those things are just like we talked about before. Like that's the problem with calling everything AI now is like
Yeah.
it's just looking at like at least for that stuff for the health stuff even or like anything like Excel or math. Like it's just looking at trends. It's just trend analytics of
Hmm.
historical. So you're just generating a potential forecast or something or being like, hey, we noticed this person has these symptoms and a certain percentage of people with those same symptoms had cancer or something, hypothetically, I'm making this up, but it's like they had cancer. So there is a X% chance this person could have cancer as well, based on the symptoms that they have, and these historical subsets of data. But which is like fine, but it's like so much of that, like you said, it has already been happening, and it's not for any of this Gen AI, which is just total garbage. But
No, the data centers are being built by Elon Musk and Meta. That's what it
yeah,
is, like Facebook and
yep,
shit. It's for Meta and Grok. That's all it is.
yeah,
Copilot and shit.
it's out of control. I love that all the tech people are talking about AI. College graduations are being booed. It's so good. And then Ronnie Chang's like, "Fuck AI, man, fuck
Uh-huh.
AI." It's so good. Anyways, moving on from that, big surprise, Witcher 3 is getting a new expansion called Songs
What?
of the Past. Yeah,
It came out of
What?
nowhere.
How did I miss this? And also, what?
it's coming out next year. It's 12 years since the game came out, by the time this DLC launches. And it is set up to be kind of like a prequel to Witcher 4, is what they're also saying. Or at least some people are assuming that based on a weapon that Geralt has in the trailer, because he has 3 swords. He has the 2 on his back and he has 1 in his hands, which is, I didn't go back and verify myself, but they're saying that that is the sword that Ciri has in the Witcher 4 trailer.
I mean, it's
Um,
got to be a setup, right? There's no other way you make this game unless it's a setup for the future.
Yeah. And so it's the third expansion. It's going to launch on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. So it's not going to be on any of the it's not going to be on PS4, which that game launched on in 2015. They are co-developing it with Fool's Theory, and I believe Fool's Theory is doing the another Witcher project. I forget which one. And then essentially you just return as Geralt to Rivia on a new adventure, and it'll launch at some point next year. So, will and they said size wise, it's supposed to be kind of like their Phantom Liberty DLC. But I mean, I don't know why not just compare it to the DLCs you already got? Because like Blood and Wine was a pretty big expansion for Witcher. Anyways, I'm hoping it's ideally. I would love it if it was standalone. That way, I don't have to. Because I'm like, I don't have. Was The Witcher? Did they have like a $10 upgrade to new consoles? Because it was only a
They
PS5. I don't have Witcher on
they did
PS5.
have an upgrade. I can't remember if it was free or if it was cheap, but it wasn't like full price. It was either free or very, very cheap to upgrade.
Let's see. I'm typing in Witcher 3 PS4 version upgraded PS5. The Witcher 3 is a free upgraded PS5 version if you own the PS4 version. With that being said, if you purchase the complete edition, which is a completely different SKU, it will not count. Okay. So it is a free, provided you own the game, digitally or on disc. So I do have it. Oh shit! I think I think The Witcher 3 is one of the last physical games I purchased, because I have the collector's edition that came with the Gwent, the physical Gwent. Oh no, I gotta find it. Oh, oh no, I don't know where it is.
It's in a
I think
box somewhere. Oh God.
no, I think my PS5 games should all be in my entertainment center with my Blu-ray DVDs. I'm hoping that the game is in the case, because when I was looking for Dying Light,
My
and
God.
my Cyberpunk 2077 PS4 physical edition, like those discs, because I had like once I bought my last PS5 game, which I think was Dying Light, I just kept it in my console. I'm like, well, there's no need to take it out. I start buying digital, and then when I bought Cyberpunk, eventually when they announced, hey, they're going to have the PS5 version, it's going to be a free upgrade, they were selling at Best Buy the physical version for like $5 for PS4. I'm like, well, fuck, I'll just buy the physical $5 version and get the game upgraded for free to PS5. And then I did that. So that became the last one I purchased. And I had to have that in my console in order to download and launch the PS5 version. I can't launch the PS5 version unless the it's like my CD key is in there. So I haven't played. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I did go back and play Dying Light because I wanted to upgrade to the PS5 upgraded version of it. But now I got to make sure. I think my Witcher game is in the Witcher case, but I'll double check. But yeah, it would be nice if it was just standalone. Because if it was standalone, then I'd be like, I'll probably just buy it on PC, and check it out there. But if it requires the game, then I'll be like, damn it, oh well. But yeah, total surprise. Hopefully it comes out at a good time. There's nothing else around. That'd be weird to go back to the game too. I mean, we've talked before. Like,
I know. That's an old one to go back to at this point. I
and
would, but man,
I'm wondering too, like, because it's exclusive to PS5 and Xbox consoles, if it's standalone, that would mean they could make it look even better, like whatever upgrades they've done to their engine. Because like Blood and Wine looked really good, like just artistically, but like a lot of it like was still the same, the way it looked on PS4. But like because it was just a smaller area, they could probably do more with the environments. But yeah, and the combat, of course, I don't really care for the combat in those games. But
I mean,
I'll always,
we've talked about this before, but the combat was pretty garbage.
yeah,
It's complicated, but not necessarily good.
yeah, I'll probably just put it on like easy difficulty and just get through the story. Like, okay, good. There you go. But yeah, we'll see when that comes out. And then speaking of next year, Xbox delayed Fable to 2027, which
Right,
was
right after they said they were going to focus more on games and making the consumer happy, they delayed it.
yeah.
Whoops.
Now it is just moving to February, so it's not too far out. But yeah, it is interesting. I'm wondering if that was an Asha Sharma call to be like, I mean, obviously it had to be, because she probably reviewed the game and be like, nah, well, I don't like the state it's in. We got to really tighten it, make sure it's good. So we can
It's
get
just
that
like
brand.
Xbox, what are you doing?
Yeah, I feel like Fable's been in development for a long time, but
This is like a curse of Fable, is that the Fable games are constantly in development, and then when they come out, they're really disappointing. It's like a Fable thing.
yeah, I guess, and it was rumored last month that there was like internal speculation that it was delayed internally, but there was no official announcement or anything. So I guess it was someone had let it slip, that it was going to be delayed. But yeah, you know, gotta wait a little longer for that one. And then let's see, the last bit of news I have is more to me, I suppose, but StarCraft 2 is getting like a random major balance patch, like to the level of you only do this kind of patch when a new expansion comes out, kind of stuff. Like, so one of the biggest changes that they did was the starting workers that you have. So for the longest time when StarCraft launched, I think it was also the same way in StarCraft 1, but when StarCraft 2 launched for Wings of Liberty, and then Heart of the Swarm, you had every time you start, you had 6 workers, and from there, you just essentially you build your drones, build your SCVs, build your probes, whatever, up until you get to about 10 or 12, and then you really get into your build order. So everything was based around timings. Like, okay, it takes X amount of time to go from 6 to 12, and then that's when you throw down your spawning pool, when you throw down your barracks. So like all the build timings were built around this. So like at 3:15, you throw down this, you throw down this, like all these kind of timings. Then when Legacy of the Void came out, their take at the time was that like while it allowed for some thinking of what to do, people really kind of stuck with the same thing. And from an esports perspective, that's a lot of downtime between unless someone six pulls or drone rushes, like which is a super cheese, you're just waiting, like you're just talking about the match. Nothing really exciting's going on unless someone does something crazy, which usually isn't the case in a big tournament. And so there's a lot of downtime. So they thought, oh, well, let's try to mitigate that by giving you 12 workers from the start. Then you can kind of go immediately into what you want to do. You can either build a 12 pool or you can drone up to 16. So a lot of the build orders became 16, 16, 16. So at 16, you build for like Zerg, you build your spawning pool. Then you go back to 16, you build your geyser, 16, then you build your expansion. So they kind of change it. And it's been that way since Legacy of the Void. So for quite a while. And now they're changing it back from 12 down to 8. So it's like, okay,
They're reducing it?
yeah, they're reducing it.
Interesting.
And they're reducing it. They're changing the mineral patch sizes. So it's like, okay, large minerals are now only this, smaller this. It doesn't necessarily decrease the total minerals per base. It actually increases them, but it does kind of change a little bit of movement for your drones. They also, because of the worker decrease, now because things aren't sped up like they were with 12, it's like, okay, well, now the supplies you get from your hatcheries, your layers, stuff like this are decreased because now you have longer prep to build overlords. The speed at which your creep spreads, which was increased a bit because the game started so much faster and because everybody started quicker. It's like, okay, let's get the creep out faster. Has now been decreased because now it's like, okay, well, if the game takes long, we don't want to go in too quick. Your overlords are slower now because they don't want you going straight across the map immediately because you have time because they have to build up the workers and a lot. So it's just a lot of other changes, and there's some other big things as well. I'm not going to go to every single one of them, but like the biggest one is that worker change, which is like you're not doing new expansions. So what is it on? And it's like no, I feel like no one that was part of the OG like 3 games is there. they lost like the main guy a long time ago. He went on to
Maybe
do
they're
something
doing
else.
an expansion.
Oh, man. Well, if they were,
It'd be wild if they did, but
if they were doing well,
yeah.
they'd have to do like a StarCraft 3, but then just start over with that. But like now you're messing up everybody's build order, years after they've been doing it. But it just seems like it is in the player test realm right now. But so it's not like it will necessarily for sure go live. Like at least they test it, and a lot of players log in and test it. A lot of the pros will obviously test it as well. It's crazy that it's like, hey, this game that has essentially been done. Like they've done small patches, but this is like a significant patch. It's like, okay, but how much of this team is the like any of the originals from Heart of the Swarm or Legacy of the Void? Like they're probably not there. It's like a bunch of newer people. So it's like, why, why do this patch? What is the reason? It's not like they're fronting the money for, a big old BlizzCon tournament anymore. That's kind of fallen off. So it's like I don't know what the reason is behind this, but someone must have started playing and like, man, I hate how fast it goes. I wish it was slower. Let's reduce the number of workers you got.
someone couldn't play it, so they got pissed off.
Yeah, it's like everyone's 12 pulling me. It's like, well, they're about to 8 pull you now. So, but yeah, it's
That
it
does
just
seem
it
like
crazy.
a very large change to make after the life cycle of a game.
This is the Witcher expansion of StarCraft. Essentially, it's like, what? What are you doing? This game has been out for so long that the final, expansion or the final game. It's like, well, what is going on? Like, these are huge changes, man. Because it's like, yeah, it's across the board. Because all the changes are essentially to balance the slower nature of the start. So it's like, okay, whatever.
Someone somewhere just really liked the slower start that used to exist in StarCraft, I guess.
And we put in a bunch of matches into AI and analyzed it with Copilot, and it said you should do these.
It said that actually
my
these are the
God.
changes we should make.
Ay.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the news. I said not much else. Kind of a more than I was expecting for the fact that as a recording in 2 days is the PlayStation like state of play that they're doing. So because this week is Summer Game Fest, so Tuesday is going to be state of play, and then let's see, what is this Summer Game Fest schedule? Because I believe Games Fest is either Thursday or Friday, June 5th. Yeah, so Friday will be that. So we get PlayStation Tuesday. Friday will be the kickoff, and then I believe on the 7th is Xbox's showcase that they're doing. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of things going back to back. So at least we'll have a good amount already released by the time we record next weekend. I'm sure we'll have a lot. Man, 2 p.m. for the kickoff for the. Wow, that's early. Oof, man, yeah. 2 p.m. is when they kick it off. All right, I probably won't be watching it live then. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we have a couple things. So on the 4th is going to be the lag showcase. I don't know what. I think it's the
It's like,
Latin
what is the
American Game
lag
Showcase.
Oh, gotcha.
It's blocked, so they have this fucking community highlight blocking it, but I'm assuming that's what it stands for. Because it says 80 games from 12 countries across Latin America. So Latin American Game Showcase, and then Thursday is the woman-led game showcase. So that'll be on at 4 p.m. on the 4th, and then 2 p.m. for Summer Game Fest. Day of the Devs will be on the 5th, and then the 6th, which is the Saturday, will be the Southeast Asia Game Showcase. We also have the world premiere. I wish you wouldn't fucking put the goddamn thing over the name of it. The Wholesome React. The Wholesome premieres. So it looks like indie joyful
the
games.
Wholesome Game Showcase.
Yeah.
I do love the Wholesome Game Showcase. That one's always interesting to watch.
There's one
I watch it every time.
The Story Rich Showcase, celebrating narrative games. This will be a showcase that seeks to give narrative-driven titles the time, care, and visibility they so often miss. I'm like, I feel
that
like
literally sounds like the Wholesome Game Showcase.
Yeah.
Like Green Games.
It feels like literally the reason that exists.
Showcasing games that reconnect us with nature, spark hope for the future, and remind us that what's worth protecting. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff on the 6th. It's like, here's an hour of this, here's an hour of this, here's an hour of this. Yeah, and then the Xbox showcase, of course, as per usual, is the same time we record. So I'm sure I'll probably, as we recap, I'll probably have like a thing capturing any surprises.
Like, oh my god, late breaking news.
Yeah, like at least by the time we get to the end of the news bits, then we can quickly do a recap of anything surprising that they announced. That's not just Gears of War E-Day or the next
Xbox
Halo
has
or
sold
something.
all of its shares after rebranding to Xbox.
That's right. Now they got capital letters, man. But
Oh my god.
it's gonna be a big week. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm glad Sony's is on Tuesday. I don't have to wait till like super late. That'll be good. All right, let's go ahead and move into what we've been playing. We'll go ahead and start with you, Isli, since you were out last week. I know you said initially you didn't play much of Saros, and then in Discord you said you're also playing Mina the Hollower. So you were juggling Saros and Mina the Hollower.
So I've been really looking forward to Mina the Hollower, and I didn't realize when it was coming out. I guess I just thought it was like still to be announced early spring 2026. So I went camping for Memorial Day, and then I'd only played like an hour or two of Ceres before that. So I went camping for Memorial Day, came back, and then realized Mina the Hollower was out, and was like, let me consider this while I play a few rounds of Balatro first. So started downloading Mina the Hollower, and then since then I've been playing Mina the Hollower and Balatro, and I've semi put Ceres on hold because I was just really looking forward to Mina the Hollower. So I've been playing Mouse Bloodborne with Zai's been playing it too.
Hey.
So
So
you're the
have
you're the
you
odd one out now.
played more of Mina than you have of Saros?
Well, I played like an hour of Saros, and I played like 3 hours of Mina. So yes,
Okay, so you have nothing to contribute to Saros,
I
essentially.
have nothing to contribute to Saros. Correct.
Okay, so when we could have been playing the same game at the same time, we're like, nah, I'm gonna go glamping and then not play it when I get back.
And then
I
I was
see, I
like, I'm
see.
gonna play Mousy Bloodborne. Yeah,
Okay. For a
Mouseboard.
guy, I get it.
you're so disappointed in me.
He was a big fan of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I get it. But okay, well, you two can talk about it then, because you both. I wasn't interested initially. 'Cause I didn't play Shovel Knight. It just didn't look like my thing. I knew people really like it. It's just like, okay, that's cool. I'm not interested in it. And then hearing everybody talk about this, and they're all saying like, oh, it's like a Souls, Bloodborne, Zelda 2, whatever, blah blah blah, or something like that. I'm
Be
like,
honest,
okay.
I don't quite get the Souls comparison in the sense that
I
like
think it's the level
it's
up
just a hard
currency, the
game.
bones or something.
Well,
It's a difficulty thing. That's what
it's a
people are comparing
difficulty
it to.
thing. Yeah. So the game is an RPG, but
Yeah.
like it's like a Zelda style. It's more of like the adventure style RPG like Zelda is than like, I'm blanking on like what to even compare it to for other RPGs, but you can, if you die, you lose your bones, and then you actually take like 2 deaths before you like lose them for good. So it gives you like a little bit of a buffer, but I think that's the only Souls comparison, other than the fact that it's hard. So it's like essentially people are saying the mechanic of if you have a currency that you lose upon death and the game is hard, they're calling it a Souls game. But it's
Yeah.
not really a Souls game at all. It's more just like I would say a really punishing Zelda, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would compare it more to like older, like the Game Boy Advance Zeldas rather than
Yeah.
like any kind of Souls game.
But it
Yeah,
is hard.
that's what but I'm like,
Mhm.
I didn't play those games, so I have no idea what the fuck it's like.
You didn't play the Game Boy Advance Zeldas?
Brother, I
What?
didn't have a game. The only Zelda I played was Zelda on NES. I didn't play any Zeldas after that.
Dear Lord.
I've played no Zelda. Like when I think about like, oh, if there's any series that would be good to stream on Twitch, as I've never played them, like people do with Souls games, would have to be would be Halo for Xbox, and because I've only played the first one and I hardly remember any of it because I was a kid, and then I could play that series and then go through all the Zeldas. But I'm like, I don't know if I'd have a good time doing that. But yeah, aside from the first one, I've never played any of those because it comes down to just not having the obviously Zelda 2, the second Zelda game wasn't good from what I remember. It's a big change going to that side scroller. But also, I didn't continue getting Nintendo consoles.
I mean, I get it. I'm just shocked.
I had no
Someone
desire to go
our
back.
age not having played like the early Zeldas is
I've only
surprising to
played
me.
Pokemon Red. I didn't play any other Pokemon either, but those are all the same. So it it doesn't really matter. Whereas at least Zelda's like way different.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I it's not like I can like, oh, if I buy this console, that means I can go back and play the past 3 generations of them. It's like, nah, I had no. The closest I would have got was that one time I had a GameCube for a little while. But
One time I had a GameCube for a little while.
yeah, because like
I
my
know.
brother hadn't. My youngest brother, he got an N64. But we just play like Goldeneye and Mario Kart, and Super Mario 64. But so I wasn't buying like any games I bought was for I asked for was for my PlayStation. So that's just the way it went. If Sony and Nintendo had actually combined their stuff together, then I would be playing Zelda. But then Sony, they didn't want it, so Sony did their own thing, and I went that direction.
God, that did
Anyways.
used to be a rumor, huh?
It wasn't a rumor; it was a thing. They showed it. Someone has it. They have the tech, but yeah. So I never played them. But I am seeing this and knowing that it's only $20. I was like, okay, it could be like I wish again going back to demos. I think there might be is there a demo? I think there was one for like Steam Next Fest. So
I think there is a short demo.
Let me see. Because the problem I hear, the one thing I hear too is I don't know how far you guys are into it, but I hear, I think Xya might be the furthest, is that the opening bit, like what you would consider the tutorial, is like a couple hours, and the game kind of opens up more into what it actually is. So I'm like, okay, well, if Mina the Hollower's demo is just, what the fuck is Freshman Project Sex? Come on, Steam.
What?
I clicked the search bar and the top
Sex.
The top 4 searches. Okay, so here's my recently viewed.
Tell us what you're looking at.
So my recently viewed, when I click the search bar, are Darklight Survivor, because that is an early access and it's on my wish list. Warhammer Rogue Trader Deluxe Pack, because I was looking at the DLC for Rogue Trader. The other Lex Imperialis pack for Rogue Trader, and then the Voidfarer edition for Rogue Trader. Those are my most recent searches. The top 4 popular searches on Steam right now is Paralives, Freshman: Project Sex, Mina the Hollower, and 007 First Light.
Wait, are they ranked? Does that mean the
yes
Paralives one is beating Mina the Hollower?
Paralives is beating Mina. It goes Paralives, Freshman Project Sex, Mina the Hollower, 007 First Light. What the fuck is Paralives?
Paralives is like a Sims.
Is a life simulation
type
game about
game,
building homes, lives, and bonds through both hardship and success. Where will your story take you? Very positive. 7,700 reviews. Freshman Project Sex. It's only.
Oh yeah, there it is, right there.
43 reviews. Do not click on it. It immediately goes into weightlifting and sex.
It's only $8.
Yeah,
check it out for us.
Yesterday. It's got 43 positive reviews. The auto start for the stuff, but yeah, it's like, what is going on? I had
How can that be ranked higher than Mina if it only has 43 reviews?
It probably because it just came out yesterday, so it's like it's really, I don't know, brother.
It's based on search, I guess.
Guess, but
there's no way that's searched more. That feels like fake news.
Demo.
Fake news.
Let me see. Mina the Hollower demo. I'm not finding a standalone one, and when I go to Mina the Hollower's page, it's so loud. Steam's quiet. I don't see a demo on their main page. So it must have been Steam Next Fest time.
It was probably a Next Fest demo.
Yeah. I hate that those are timed. But yeah, like I watched a little bit of it as well. I'm like, okay, people are saying like, I mean, they gave it a 10 at Sam Claiborne and IGN, and he's like a very hardcore. Like I like a lot of the games he likes, although I disagree a lot with his opinion on stories and games. But he has a lot of good. I like a lot of his gaming tastes. We share that. So, and then I was watching Gray, a fellow small streamer, play it, and I was like, okay, I might check this out because it's only $20. And I'm hearing good stuff. So, but anyways, you both are playing it. So, or how far are you, Xya? I'm guessing you're.
I'm in a place right now called the Overgrowth, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be here or not because everything is hurting me a lot. But that might just be the game because I am bad at it, and I have a lot. I don't want to look at my deaths, and I don't want to look at how many phones I've lost. Ever. I don't want to ever see that statistic.
The fact that you could see the statistic of your deaths is so mean.
It's so rude. It's
so
like a direct
mean.
call out. It's just a straight up attack is what it is. So I'm probably like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can see like my playtime from where it is right now, but I'm probably a few hours in. I've done like, it's kind of at the point I guess where it's opened up for me. Like I can, if I'm better at figuring things out, I can probably just go wherever I want, but I've kind of wandered around until I couldn't wander anymore, and this is the only place that I found where I was able to progress. So that's where I am. I'm going to the first, what is it called? Generator, I guess. I'm going to one of the towns that supposedly has a generator. And there's, how many are there? There's 6 of them? I don't know. I have enough hours in it where I should be further than I am, but I'm so bad at it that I'm not. So that's just where I am right now.
It is a pretty tricky game.
What weapon did you start with?
Oh God, I don't even remember.
I have
hammer.
the
The
whip.
dual knives.
I have the Night Star, the whip thing, and I don't know if I kind of regret that or not. But
I have heard a lot of people say like they start with that, but then they went to the dual knives and it felt more
Mhm.
like Bloodborne, and they really like that one. And then I think that's what kind of sold me on the game is they talk about like, oh, you get all these like there's like trinkets that essentially are just
Yeah.
modifiers to, but like significant modifiers, not just oh you do 5% increased damage. It's like especially because I also do like the healing mechanic in that game. It's
Mhm.
like it's taking that the regain from souls or like the Bloodborne, where it's like, oh, you get hit if you attack back, you get that health back as it slowly depletes. Except it's like taken to the next level. It's like, well, instead of getting the health back, you're showing how much your healing vial is going to recharge. Which I thought like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like a mix of the Doom healing mechanic, like the new 2016 Eternal, where it's like in order to get health, you have to get in their face, kind of thing.
Which,
Like, oh,
okay, I guess to be fair, that is a little Bloodborne. So maybe not
Mhm.
Souls, but that is a little Bloodborne.
yeah. So it's like, okay, I kind of like that idea where it's taken because like, you know, Liza P does has like a sort of a similar mechanic in their health bars, like Bloodborne as well. So it's like, okay, it's like it's taking this mechanic, tweaking it a bit, and then like I said, making it a little more Doom, which I think is really cool. And then you can have modifiers that really like make that shit go crazy. But
Did you
yeah,
not, or Zaya, did you not obsessively like go back and forth and try every weapon and erase your data just to try the weapons?
No, no, I didn't erase the data. Well,
Oh,
they give you the chance to like try the weapons, but all you can do is like swing them around uselessly. You don't actually have like an area to battle with them. So it's like, well, I'll just this the Morningstar one was like I guess the most unique out of them and gave me like big Castlevania vibes, especially because you could hit the little the candles on the walls and get stuff from them. I was like, okay, let's do some Castlevania out of this, but I think all it's really doing is getting me killed.
I
yeah, and
think I went with the daggers. I can't remember what they're called. I think that's what I selected at the end of it, but I definitely played like 30-ish, 40-ish minutes with each to see which one I picked. I just can't remember which one I actually liked.
yeah.
I liked the daggers a lot, and then like is the Morningstar one, that's the like blast something, right?
It's like the little whip. You just and
Yeah,
you can like hit stuff from afar, yeah.
yeah. That one was good.
I was actually interested in maybe doing the hammer because like you charge it up, but you can dodge while you're charging it up, which I thought was really, really cool. Like it's a good balance between like this weapon is big and slow and heavy and you have to charge it, but you have some movement available as well to it. And I guess like I'm kind of at the point now where I could probably go back to uh the main town or whatever because I think I unlocked the weapon shop where you can go in and buy the different weapons or buy like an upgrade for your weapon, but that's just so far away from where I am now and it was so hard to get
It's so
here.
far away and I suck so much.
So far away and there's so many men in the between me and the town and I don't know.
I do like that you can level up very much like a Souls game where it's like, oh, I want to, you're having trouble with the boss or like some tough enemies. Like, okay, you can go fight some stuff,
Mm,
grind if you want, just like in Souls. Which
mhm,
because they're talking a lot about Silk Song. It's like you can't do that in Silk Song. It's like you just have to get good scrub, maybe go do something else for a little bit, but you have to
mhm,
you you know you might be able to get some geo and whatever and go like maybe get some trinkets or something or find a new item that helps you out, but it's like no real level up. Um, so I like that that's there. So maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, if I do, I'll have to wait till this comes because I was trying to decide like, oh, if I get it, it is only 20, and like I said, there's not a whole lot out right now. Uh,
I mean, it's
kind
pretty
of
fun
like
so far.
yeah.
mhm. It's very
I,
fun.
and like I said, they gave it must be fun. They gave it a 10, and like everybody else loved it. I know Kyle Hilliard at Game Informer, he talked about it. He gave it like an 8.5. He had some issues, but overall, I think one of his big issues was he's like, man, there's a lot of pits. And then also, anytime it respawns you, sometimes it's kind of random, I guess, the position at which it does. I do like and I won't spoil it, but I like the New Game Plus mechanics. That sounds fun. It's like, we talked about how it's interesting that Starfield has like a very unique NG plus. It's like, oh, that's cool. Like I like what they're doing sounds really fun from like a story perspective.
Mhm.
I like what they're doing from a gameplay perspective for NG Plus. I think that's a really cool way. I was like, oh, that'd be fun to adopt into Souls games. That'd be great because it would make it a little more interesting. So
It
I
does
like that.
also have these like modifiers or like assistance things that you can do where there's like
Uh-huh.
if you use any of the ones that make the game easier, like taking less health or taking less damage and stuff like that, it nullifies your ability to get the feats, which are like it's
Right.
like the achievements.
Yeah.
But if you don't care about that, then it's
Right.
whatever.
Exactly.
But there is also modifiers that make the game harder, and then there's modifiers that are like weird. It's just like the whole game moves at like 2 times speed. So it's like you move, but also the enemies and everything moves, so it's just really, really fast. Or there's like all your jumps are kind of floaty kind of thing. So it's like if the game ever for some reason starts to feel stagnant, there's like things you can turn on to make it strange and weird. And then also if you don't care about achievements and you're just having a really terrible time, you could just turn on the assist stuff. I mean, there's even an explorer mode that's just like, hey, do you just want to like walk around and enjoy the story and like the environments and stuff like that? We'll let you do that if you want to.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the Souls options that people have wanted and other people complain about, or it's just like, just give me like
What's
a modifier to choose, and I don't care about the achievements kind of thing.
what's it
Yeah.
like to not care about achievements?
Well,
It's
I'm
like
playing on Switch, so I don't have a choice.
yeah. It's like kind of like Saros with all their mods, like, it's like, but those modifiers are part of the world.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh yeah, you could do like one or two mods to make it easier, but like if you go too many, you have to balance it with the negative mods. But it's all because it's part of the game. It's like, yeah, you don't get penalized for lack of trophies. But yeah,
Yeah.
that is fun. Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
there's one
probably
too
check
that
it out,
just
but
like it changes the color of the UI for some reason, and there's like you can
that's right,
have it
Isli.
change. You can have it change color every time you change areas or every time you get hit or just like really random stuff.
How are the
Weird
colorblind options,
modifiers.
Isli?
I
Are
haven't
they
actually tried them. I haven't
Are
needed
they?
them.
Have you? Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. I wasn't sure. I
No,
haven't seen like all the environments, so I don't know if there's like one where it's gonna matter. But
Yacht Game Clubs has been pretty good about that in the past. But like the environments I've played, the pixel art, colors, and design and stuff, like no issues.
have you?
Honestly, like it seems like an extraordinarily well polished game in terms of like
Hmm.
everything it offers. I haven't had any issues with like visuals or load times or soft locking aside from like difficulty or color blinds, like UI, anything like that. The like one maybe weird design thing is just that you get like a virtual starting manual and much like Tunic, you better read it.
Yeah,
And not because it has secrets, just because like there are mechanics that just aren't explained in the game that you actually need. And if you don't read it, you would have no idea they even existed.
yeah. Nothing makes me more upset than when I watch someone playing a game where like they didn't read the fucking tutorials bit or they just skipped it. It's like, oh my god, if you did the tutorial,
Yeah,
you would
it's
know.
Hmm.
it's like that.
Like it's funny to watch you struggle through something to figure it out, but once you start getting upset at the game, I'm like, okay, well, no, this is the skill issue. Like you can't blame the game now. Like you didn't read the fucking instructions.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Yeah, it sounds like you guys aren't super far into it yet.
No,
So I guess, and so I don't know how much more you could really speak to it. But
don't
yeah,
worry.
maybe
We're
we'll
here to listen to you talk about not I was gonna say
come on,
Minecraft,
come
but
on. Nope,
Warhammer.
nope, nope,
Warhammer.
nope. No, I'm
Minis.
not playing. I'm
Nope,
not
nope,
playing
nope,
any
nope,
Warhammer
nope.
stuff. No. Yeah, maybe this week I'll pick it up on Thursday, and hopefully I can get some time in before we record, so then we can all talk about. You guys will be further, and then I'll be like 2 hours in or something like that. Maybe it could be a good stream game. We'll see. But yeah, I haven't played anything else new. Just still playing Escape Simulator 2, which has been a lot of fun. I've actually streamed a couple times this week. Surprisingly, like I think I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I streamed last night. I think I streamed Friday night too. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm enjoying Escape. I'm almost done. They only have like 3 theme rooms, and there's like 4 rooms in each theme, and they have like 2 bonus levels, which are just like one room essentially. So it's like a little less than the first one, but I don't know how much of the first one. I don't know which ones in that were base content and which ones were DLC. I don't remember if they label it like, oh, Wild West DLC. Like I think a lot of them are. I think maybe they also only had 3 themes with 4 rooms each. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like a lot of fun. I did run into a problem with the second theme zone. It was like the third level was the spaceship theme. Like all the puzzles are like I like sight read them or you can figure it out, especially if you've played any game before. But there was like this one puzzle which essentially was like a Venn diagram, but with multiple circles and then a bunch of symbols. And it was like you had to align the symbols in a specific order based on this Venn diagram. And it's like my problem was I thought I figured out what the key was, like how they wanted me to interpret the puzzle. And it worked for 95% of the solutions, except for one. It's like I had a lineup. It's like, oh, here's you got, it's like there's these 5 symbols, you put them up, and to the left of them are these little things where it's like, oh, there's a symbol, a second symbol, it lights up, means you got it right. And the bottom one has a different symbol, lights up, and then it has a pair of those first 2 symbols. If it lights up, you got it correct. And then the next was another pair of 2, and there was like then a pair or a set of 3. And I on that 3 one, I was missing the middle one. It wasn't lighting up. So like I got stuck in this self-destructive feedback loop of I must be on the right path for interpreting this puzzle because I am so close to solving it. And I couldn't figure out what the solution was. I couldn't solve it. So I was like, I don't remember if I solved it by, I don't think I solved it by accident. I try not to brute force any puzzles because I do not like if I brute force something because I didn't learn what the solution, like how to do it. So I try not to brute force anything. And I think I got stuck there and I didn't know what to do. So I think on that one I had to look it up. And like the solution to the puzzle was unlike any other puzzle I had done in the entire game. Essentially what you had to do, if I can somehow TLDR it, was you had to put the symbols represented like corporations. Essentially, it's like these 5 different symbols for each of the corporations in space or whatever, and you had to put them in order. And it's like, okay, and the way the Venn diagram was supposed to be was I was interpreting it wrong. You were supposed to take like, okay, the symbol that looks like the omega symbol, let's call it. It's like you take that and whatever it has, its square instead of circles, they're squares. It's like whatever symbols are in that square, you're supposed to write them out. Like it has all 5 symbols, so you write out all 5 symbols. And then what you're supposed to do is you go to the next symbol, which is like, this like letter A for alpha or whatever. It's like, okay, that one has 4 symbols in its square. It has overlaps, but you take the 4 symbols and then you write those out and you're supposed to align those symbols in line with the ones from the top 5. So however you wrote the top 5, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the next square has symbols 2, 3, 4, 5. You put 2, 3, 4, 5 beneath that first square, that first set of 5. And then you go down, it's like this one has 1, so you line up that 1. And what you do is then you have to do a series of, deducing, like, okay, well, this row 3 only has 1 symbol, so that means that symbol has to be in the 3rd position. It's like, okay, row 1 has all 5, but so does row 2 has 4. Okay, which ones can't, and you have to like cancel out and figure out, okay, there's only one solution for these to be in order. And blah, it's like it had never been like that. And I was like, okay, so that one I was like, whatever. But it was annoying because I got it. I was 95% there. If I wasn't 95% there, I probably would have spent more time on it. But there had been no other puzzle where you had to essentially write them out and then line them up and do this like reverse. Okay, what's that peg game where it's like, oh, you have to guess the 4 colors. You got 2 right, but they're in the wrong position, kind of shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
it had never been like that. And I'm like, okay, I think it's just called memory or something. I don't know. So it's like, okay, whatever. But because I was so close, I didn't solve it. But like everything else, like easy, solved it, figured out, blah blah. This is what you do here. This is how you do it. Like, it might take me a couple seconds, but I get it. And then when I got to the pirate theme, it had a puzzle where it's like very straightforward. Like first of all, you find it's like, oh, there's a set of tables 1, 2, 3, 4. They have a set of plates with food on it, and you have to make sure they're on the right tables. So they have like table 1 gets 2 flying Dutchmans and 1 golden treasure. And so it's like I have to figure out, okay, a golden treasure must be the chicken with the 2 apples, and then a flying Dutchman must be the lobster, and then the golden or Poseidon's treasure must be the clams. And like and then the mushrooms or whatever, I forget what they call them, like something, the golden caps or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well that's clearly the mushroom. So I see them, but you don't have to move the plates from table to table. It's just figuring out which table is 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I figured this. I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, it must be this. So I each table has like a chain above it, kind of like that scene from the Adam's Family when Gomez takes Fester down to the treasure vault and he has to pull the chain amongst like the hundreds of chains. So it has like a chain above each of the tables. You pull the chain and it rotates a number to say if that table's 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I figured out, okay, based on this list of where there's supposed to be, I put them all in order. I'm like, okay, this must be right. Now every puzzle in the game, and just like in the first one, when you get the solution, then the game does a little, oh my god, it does a
Like,
little,
yippee, you did it.
yeah, like a little, sound effect, like to say like, you did it, congratulations. But this one didn't do it. And I was like, I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Like everything looks fine. I even solved it without finding. Later I saw on the bar stool, it tells you, oh, the clams are Poseidon's treasure. This like it what I figured out on my own through just deduction of how many there were, and this table has 3, 2 are this, 1 is this. Like I figured that without the legend of the menu. But what you had to do is then after you get all the tables against the wall in the back of the tavern, there's another chain hanging off a mermaid, and you pull it, and if you got all of them right, the mermaid comes down and she's holding an object you need to solve a puzzle. No other puzzle has been like that, to where when you solve it, typically it's like congratulations, and it shows you something move, or it shows a box, or whatever you need is open. So because it's the only one that's like that, I was stuck on it for like 20 minutes trying to figure out like, why was I wrong? I went and like did other puzzles, but then I went back and was like, why is this wrong? It's like, oh, there's an extra step that no other puzzle had. So that pissed me off. But anyways, once I got that, I went through those puzzles. But aside from those two issues, the Venn diagram one and the spaceship and the needing to pull an extra lever on the stuff that in the pirate theme, like that annoyed me. But other than that, everything else has been really fun. I like it a lot. I'm gonna go back to Escape Simulator 1 at some point, and once I finish up these last 2 pirate theme rooms, and then go do those finishes up. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. I don't think there's as many community levels in 2 as there's in 1, because obviously 1's been out for a lot longer. But yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much, and then just trying to play Balatro on my phone and beat other decks I haven't done. But
See, you went back to Balatro too.
well, I always play Balatro because it's on my phone. So like anytime I'm at a social a function I have to go to, like the kids went swimming at this family thing, so I was there, watching them, but yada yada, and then it's like, okay, I'll go on my phone. Or we went to like a brother-in-law's birthday dinner, but there's like so many people there. I'm like, okay, we have nothing in common, so I'm just gonna go sit over here. I'll sit outside, so if
I'm
my
just gonna
youngest
hide in
plays
the corner,
outside,
play
I can.
Balatro.
I'll just play
Me.
Balatro. Yeah,
Yep.
so it's like yeah, we got to do my youngest is, we're doing this graduation thing for, even though he's going from like elementary to it's
Super
not even high
elementary.
school. It's well, I mean, I guess it is
You're at
technically high
he's
school.
at the same school, but just a different grade.
Well, it's a different school, but so it's like he's
Oh.
graduating 5th, but like it's they're like doing the thing. I'm like, I don't remember doing that for. I mean, maybe we did that for mine. I think when I graduated junior high, but I mean, they it's elementary for him. But I was like, I think we did that because then I went to high school, 6, 7, 8, 9. But yeah, so I think I did that as well. But it's like we're doing like a big party, and there's gonna be like 7, 8 fucking people there. I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna be the kids, his friends, their parents. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking hate all of this. And so it's like, I'm debating,
Mhm.
like, do I bring my Warhammer stuff and just go hide in a room while I'm not needed because it's at the in-laws, and just paint because I'm gonna not like this. But it was funny, like, so one of the factions of, I've been painting a lot of salamanders, which are a faction of Space Marines that are green. So anytime I go to like show off, like, oh yeah, I painted this new model, or I did this new thing, and I go to show it off on stream, that shit never shows up. And I'm like, oh right, I need to turn off my green screen filter, because then it just looks like this shit right here in chat, where I'm just holding something up, like y'all ain't seen none of it because that shit's green. I'm like, great. I'm like,
I'm
I
holding
can't show you
something, I
guys the work.
promise.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just turn off the green screen filter. But yeah, those are good. But yeah, I really like Escape Simulator. I think it's a really fun. That one puzzle I had, I almost didn't want to explain it, because like I wish Isli could play it, because it's like a game it's like playing Isli. Did you ever play Viewfinder?
Yeah.
Okay. That's like a game where like it's short enough that I would love to watch people kind of puzzle solve. Or like with The Witness, like any sort of puzzle game where it's like it's not randomized puzzles. Like I want to see other people solve this puzzle. See like who understood it. Because I'm getting like 99% of everything else, like, oh, this is this. Like, even, I have the one viewer that watches me, who's the younger guy. Like, he was watching, and then he's like, "How'd you get that? How'd you get that?" I was like, well, clearly I played more games with puzzles in it than you have. But
I was gonna say, I mean, we talked about this with Lorelai and the Laser Eyes on how
right.
like some of this stuff is so much, some of the stuff is just so much like you're just used to it, and you've seen these puzzles before, you know what's happening.
Or
Like
or
gamer
you
intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. It's maybe you haven't seen those puzzles, but I can infer based on context clues that like, oh, this and the intuition, like this is what like I had one where it was like a puzzle where once you get off the spaceship, you go like to this alien room, and it's like, oh, you find this star map, and it has like this map of stars, and there's they're just crazy alien symbols. You don't know what they mean, but the way they line up, it's always like one symbol is blue and one symbol is like yellow, and they like they connect, and maybe there's only like three connect, and there's another console that has all these different, it's very similar alien symbols, and I'm like, and you like you have to you put in certain symbols in certain spots, and I'm like, took me a sec, but I was like, oh, okay, you are telling me I have to make the symbol that that each of these stationary symbols, which represent stars, connect to. So on the star map, like, okay, I have the ninja star and then a star that looks like a spiral. Each of those stars connect to the star that looks like a third symbol. So only because that's shared, only that symbol can go into this position. So then I solve it that way, blah, blah, blah. So it's like there's a lot of fun ones. There was like I said, there's a lot of really fun puzzles. It's just I did have one on the pirate ship that was really I was struggling with, but that's because I didn't see the other part of the clue. Like it gave me one clue. It was like a cipher, but I was like, I'm not fully getting it. Like I feel like I'm missing something. And sure enough, I was because I needed to look down at the cargo hold and like all the rest of the clues were on the barrels. Like took me a second, like, oh, okay, I see what they're wanting me to do. Okay, this, and this. Okay, I solved it. But I did have one that I solved, but I didn't fully understand why I solved it. It was like on the pirate ship, and there's all these lanterns with letters, and then you find a closet that's like locked, and you have to hit three buttons, and there's like a grid of four. It's like 12 keys or 12 buttons on this lock, and they're all like combos of these two letters together, like an A that flows into a Y, or an S that flows into an X, like all these combos, and so. There's lanterns for like Y, X, F, R, A, S, and all this on the ship. I'm like, okay, clearly these are the lanterns. I thought like, oh, maybe it's the pairs. The A and the S are next to each other. Maybe I have to hit the one key that pairs with them. The F and the V are next to each other. The Y and the whatever R X are on the same plane. But then there's like this singular one that's just R. I'm like, okay, I don't know. This one's a pair up. So I was like, I solved it. I think what it came down to is it's like another combo puzzle where it's like, okay, you need to push the buttons to where if you push, I think the solution was like, SVXFYA. And it's like, oh, well, the reason that works is because the buttons that are available on the lock, it's like, this is the only combos you could do with the pairs that work. So the one that was kind of throwing you off is the R. It's like the R wasn't needed. I solved it and I kind of reverse engineered like what the problem was, but like that was it was a little weird. I was like, okay, this isn't. I don't quite understand why the S, which is the top of the ship, pairs up with the V, which is down here, and kind of crisscross. Like I don't know, there wasn't like anything in the environment that kind of like, oh, if you line it up, you could see like the way the rope crosses the letters. Like that's how you know these are the pairs. It's just you have to write them out and all that stuff. So it's like that was one where it's like, okay, this is a little weirder than some of the other ones, but I ended up still solving it. But yeah, it's really fun. It's like when you sight read a boss in Souls games, like when you sight read the puzzle, yeah, obviously even though they're giving you part of they have to give you some clue. It's like it's just fun to know, like, oh, this is what you want me to do. Okay, it's just it's just a lot of fun. And there's just so many. They really like pack in a lot into each of those rooms. I feel like it's more like the rooms in Escape Simulator 1 were pretty small. They're like tiny rooms, and it was very much like this. Every room was almost like a square. So it's like, oh, this wall is one puzzle. This wall is one puzzle. This wall is one puzzle. So it's like all the puzzles are kind of like one. And maybe there's one that's like, oh, there's a symbol that goes across multiple walls. And it's like, that's for a later one. But they like kind of isolate. It's like you got 4 puzzles that are bespoke to that side of the room. Then you have maybe like a chest that does something else, but they're kind of small. I like the puzzles that they do in Escape Simulator 2 because the level's a little more open. It's fun, but yeah, good times. But yeah, I'll probably play Mina the Hollower this week, and then we'll all be on the same page. You guys,
Yeah,
It's a good one.
it's fun.
Isli can watch me stream and be like, God, this guy's struggling. Like that is
Nah,
one of those
I mean
things.
I'm gonna
it's
be
a
so
hard
mad
game.
if you're just like, no, I'm not really having a problem with this. It's just that I'm gonna be so mad. I'm so bad at this game.
It's funny because like I talk about because I played all of Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree on stream, and like there is that streaming debuff in those games. I feel like there's not that in Escape Simulator 2. Like I did have the one where I had like if I have to walk away because I got kids going potty, I got to go help them out or something, or this and that, blah blah blah. Float them to bed, whatever. It's like, okay, take a break. I got to stop for a sec. Might ruin my train of thought. But like, other than that, like streaming, I'm not getting that streamer debuff. It's like, I think because I'm talking out the puzzle, it's like, it's still helping me. Where like, I can't talk out a fight with Radon, the first consort. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's going to jump up in the air. Okay, now I dodge. It's just like, that kind of shit. So
He's gonna jump.
it's,
He's gonna dodge. Oh,
yeah,
nope.
it's
Now he's
funny that
down.
there's
He's gonna
no
jump. Oh, I'm dead.
there's no debuff in the streaming for the puzzle game, which is why like I should go back and play when I finally play Talos Principle 2, which they announced Talos Principle 3 randomly. I don't know if we talked about that the other week, but I'm like,
We
okay,
did
sure.
talk about that, but great.
Yeah. But yeah, I got to play Talos Principle 2
Another
at some point.
another game that's fantastic that I didn't expect to randomly have a sequel.
Yeah. I wish there was a second Viewfinder. Viewfinder's such a good game. I'm trying to get the New Zealand streamer I watched to play because he's been playing a bunch of these other games. It's like, oh man, Siberia 1, Siberia 2, Siberia 3. And I was like, man, you gotta play Viewfinder just because I want to watch someone play that. But I thought about replaying The Witness, but I'm like, nah, because I'll remember too many of the puzzles when I get to them. Like, oh yeah, this is this is this. I remember this one being like this, blah blah blah. So can't do that. But anyways, I'll just have to figure out what to play before Mina the Hollower because I'll probably get that on Thursday ish. But
It's a good one.
all right, well, that'll go ahead and do it for this episode then. So go ahead and wrap it there. And next week's probably be super packed. I'm sure we'll have to probably be a pretty long one, depending on how much is showcased. It depends on how much of Sony showcases and just here's new trailers for stuff you already know versus what's new. Same for Summer Game Fest. But hopefully we get a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. That'd be a good time. All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap it there. So thank you for all tuning and listening. Thank you, Isli and Xya, for joining. And we will see you all next time.
Later.
Bye.